My name is Sylvester Black, Sly Black, tennis name. I had the ability to develop at least 12 girls, turn into world junior champion. And I put a racket in their hand and I start them from zero to basically 100.
Good try. Ready again. Back here. Feet, feet, feet. Hit. Good girl.
I have the privilege of coaching some of the best juniors and some of the best professional tennis players in the world, such as Sloane Stevens and Gauff. Called by my ex-wife. She told me I needed to come and look at this girl. She's a very talented tennis player. So I asked her how old the girl was, and she said the girl was 6 years old, wasn't 7 yet. I took a look at her. Wasn't nothing special. I've seen a lot of 6-year-olds and 7-year-olds, but she wasn't special then. But she had something that I like.
Love, hit away from him. Ready? Feet. Run, hit the first one and feet on the second one. Leroy, as soon as he goes, you stay in the toes. Ready? Go. Hit. Footwork, footwork, footwork. Finish.
After the lesson, there was nothing special there. Everything that she had, I would have to do a lot of work to get her going. And then I asked Corey, the Coco, what do you want to be, little girl? I remember I said that to her, and she said, I want to be the best in the world. If you can give me 3 years with Corey, 3 years, I can turn your daughter into one of the best players in the U.S.
Whether or not the player already mastered the ability, range of motion, freedom, and timing, we will still do this exercise every single day. So, for example, somebody like Corey, for the first 10, 15 minutes of warm-up, we would do a drill where she counts every time she hits the tennis ball. 1, the connection of the ball and the word that's coming out of their mouth. 2, so that's the freedom with the range of motion. Then we're going to try and see if we can time the ball, counting and making connection with the ball at the same time. Okay? And this also tells me how well she's breathing. Very, very important. It will tell me how well she's breathing, if she's breathing correctly anyway too. Ready?
As a development coach, I was very fortunate to learn a lot from Rick Macy. Secondly, a lot from Nick Bollettieri, and thirdly, a lot from Richard Williams. These are 3 of the most successful tennis coaches in the history of the game of tennis. So as a tennis coach, why not learn from the best to become the best? Yes.
Feet. Again, from a 2, make sure you get all the way around. I know it's tough, but good job. Time.
1, you have to learn the technical formation. 2, you're gonna learn the mental aspect part of the game. 3, you're gonna have to develop a physical aspect part of the game, especially if you're a men's tennis player. 4, you're gonna have to have court awareness, sense awareness. You're gonna have to have awareness. 5 is the ability to time it. So you can learn all 4 of those first ones, but without no timing, everything else goes on the drain, because this concept becomes, a part of what basically the main core of what the foundation of the philosophy is for the game of tennis.
So that's why it's very important. That's another thing, big topic of serving is making sure your students learn to control the toss. Very, very important. So somebody like Serena, she mastered the toss. Very excellent toss. So not only Serena got a nice flow, but she got a very, very, very good toss. Federer, the guys who got big, very solid serve, they got a very good control toss.
Did not think Sloane was a very good 10-year-old tennis player. Her technical formation was almost zero. There was nothing much there technical wise, but I knew I could fix the technique, and she already had the physical strength and also the speed. So she's already got 50% of what we need for her to become a good tennis player. The next 50% will be her mental ability and her technical ability.
So I knew Corey had it in her head before she came to the court with me. So it's from maybe something that she and her dad talked about before and made the plan. Is she had a wrong grip, no shoulder turn sided, but she was already hitting the ball very hard already in her mind. So what I knew is she's already done 50% of the work already. All I needed to do is just help her to create some sort of formation, create the right grip in her hand, and give herself a possible chance to have the smoothest serve as possible in order to become a good server.
What I would use to create a champion, I'll first identify the individual. After I identify the individual, I'll then take them on the court for an hour or two and see what they're good at and what they're bad at. So I look at both areas and look where both of us can meet in the middle, where the coaching and plus the kids' talent.
Feet, 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 feet. Follow through. Ready again. Return. Racket. Feet, 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 feet. Follow through. Good girl. Ready again. Ready? Go. Forward. Whip. Good. Back. Ready. Turn.
You need to know the game evolves. So if you're not ready to evolve with the game of tennis, you should never be a development tennis coach, because in 5-6 years, the game will evolve again. So there's a likely chance what you're doing at the moment will be wrong. Eventually, 7 years from now, you have to reteach your kids all over again. So don't be afraid to get information, because the game will evolve, and then 10-15 years from now, you will be left behind if you do not evolve with the game of tennis. It's evolution. It's just what it is. So don't be afraid to watch and learn.
The reason I think why players don't make it is they're not ready to really put down the sheer amount of work that's needed, or they're not ready to do it. My name is Robert Lindstedt, former Australian Open champion, 3-time Wimbledon finalist with 23 tour titles and 25 tour finals. I brought my friend Luis David Martinez, a Venezuelan legend doubles player, top 100 in the world right now. So now let's show you how it's done. I do believe in the 80-20 style of coaching, whereas 80% you're going to focus on your strength and 20% on your weakness. And then if you do that, then as you come along, you will get better and better. All right, so here we see Luis with a stance that I really like. The right foot slightly behind the left foot, which gives him the possibility to really move in any direction in as fast of a manner as possible. So what he's waiting for here is the pop of his partner's serve. When he hears his partner connect on the serve, he's going to take a slight step forward to cut off as many angles as possible and make him as big as possible for the returner. To become better, you have to better yourself every day. So you have to really beat yourself every day. The days where you don't want to practice or you're not feeling great, you have to find a reason to put that work in. Otherwise, there's someone else who will do it better than you. And if you don't really try to beat yourself every day, then it's not going to work for you. One of the main points for me is the toss. That really has to be on point. And it's very important to me that you have a smooth arm when you go. I don't want any glitches, any throws. You're not supposed to really throw the ball. I like it to just swing the ball up almost. You want a calm arm when you do it, so the ball really ends up in the same position for all your serves. To become a good coach or a great coach, it's the $1 million question, right? I don't I don't think there is just one way of becoming a professional tennis player. There's not just one way of becoming a great coach. If he gets stretched wide, then he's going to obviously move over to cover that shot, and then I'm going to have to follow him and take over his position, where I will stand with one foot on the midline or across it. You really have to coach the individual as well. So for me, my approach is I really think you have to get to know the player, have to know the individual, know their situation, how's the relationship with the parents, with a girlfriend, boyfriend. All of that ties into becoming a good coach. Depending on where the ball goes, we follow. If we then again come over to that forehand corner of the court, then we're going to have to shuffle over one more time. Lewis comes with me, and that's how we play together. As a coach, you always pick up a few things here and there. You learn from other coaches, and one thing I learned very quickly as a coach, your own ego has to go away. Has to go away. You want your whole chain activated from your feet up to the end of your racket. If you're just using upper body, you will not be fast enough, you will not be strong enough. So to meet something that's coming fast, you really need to have that base, be out in front, and really have your legs helping your arm as much as possible. The greatest coach in the world can only get you so far. If the drive doesn't come from within you, then it's not going to work out for you. You have to wake up every day just wanting to get better.